about 200. There we go. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Small Brain Pilot channel. Today, you guys join me as we prepare to board this beautiful iniBuilds Airbus A300 parked at Chhatrapati Shivaji International Airport here in Mumbai at the cargo ramp. As you can see, we're rocking the beautiful Emirates Sky Cargo livery, which, as it implies, that means we're headed down to Dubai. Today's flight time is roughly 2 hours and 30 minutes, so without further ado, let's get the walk around started and prepare to jet off to Dubai. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are here in the cockpit cold and dark of the Airbus A300 of the Emirates EK021 Sky Cargo. As you can see, we are cold and dark because a true man always starts his aircraft from cold and dark. So without further ado, I'm going to get the aircraft configured for our flight over to Dubai, and I will catch you guys once we are ready for the APU startup. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I have started the aircraft and computed the flight plan into the FMC. With that being said, before we start up the APU, we can go up to the flight bag and we can close off all doors and hatches. So to do that, we're just going to come up here, we're going to dismiss the stairs, and then we can close the doors. Alright, once the doors are closed, we are ready for APU startup now. So we can come up here, and to start the APU, very simple, click the master switch to the on position, and press the starter switch. And we can see the font on appear. Once the text is available over here, we are ready to turn on the APU bleed and access the APU power. Alright folks, once we have the available text over there, we can come up here and turn on the APU bleed, which is right here. So once the APU bleed is on, you can see all the valves open up and the compressed air goes through the system. With that being said, the aircraft is now on APU power. So with that being said, I'm gonna say with that being said a lot. We can first verify that the parking brake is set. Parking brake is set, as you can see the memo there as well. We can dismiss the ground power unit and the chocks. And while we yep, there we go, APU power. And while we wait for the tug to come in, we can review the flight plan. So we're going to be taking off runway 27 at Mumbai. We're going to be having the Raxi 2 Alpha departure. We're going to climb out of Mumbai. And let me just switch this to plan. There we go. We're going to climb out of Mumbai. And again, let me fix the range. There we go. Okay, climbing out of Mumbai over the Arabian Ocean. A lot of ocean, honestly. We're going over the Arabian Ocean all the way until we hit the Arabian Gulf, and then we're coming into Dubai in ILS 12 left via the Impe 3 Echo arrival. So that's our flight plan. Total distance is about 1,109 nautical miles, 2 hours 30 minutes of flight time. Looking forward to it. So without further ado, let's get ourselves pushed back and ready for taxi and engine start. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, as we see the tug disconnecting over there, we have configured the MCP during pushback. Everything is set. We have our cruising altitude, our initial speed, and our runway heading selected. With that being said, we're ready for engine start after pushback. So we can turn up here, turn on the beacon light, switch the starter switch to start, press the start, observe. Once we have the font on it change, we can come down here and observe the N1 rising along with the N2 nicely. Once N2 hits 100, we can throw in the fuel. Once the left engine has started nicely, we can repeat the same process for the right engine. So we can just come up here, press the start switch. Once the font changes on it, come down here and observe our engine gauges. I apologize for the stuttering. I have the frame gen mod on, so there might be some screen tearing. I apologize. Anyways, we can continue observing the N2 rising. Once we're happy with that, we can similarly just throw in the fuel. Alright, while we wait for the engines to spool up, we can also take this time to set the flaps for departure. So we're gonna do that now. As the aircraft switches to its own engine power, we can set flaps for departure. So there we go. That should be our flaps for departure. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, with both the flaps being set and the engines being available to us, we can come up here. We can turn on our taxi lights. So runway turn off lights, switch this to nose taxi. We can have that done. With that being said, since the aircraft is now on its own power, we can disconnect the APU bleed and we can switch off the APU. With that being said, folks, we are ready for taxi. So without further ado, I'm going to taxi over to runway 27 and I'll see you guys once we're ready for departure out of Mumbai.
مرحبا بكم على متن هذه الرحلة. نرجو منكم الانتباه الكامل بينما نعرض لكم تعليمات السلامة على متن رحلة طيران الإمارات. يرجى الآن إعادة طاولة الطعام وشاشة الفيديو ومسند القدمين إلى أماكنها وإبقاء الستائر مفتوحة وإعادة المقاعد إلى وضعها المستقيم. يرجى وضع الأمتعة بما في ذلك الحواسيب المحمولة في الخزائن العلوية أو وضعها أسفل المقعد الذي أمامك. يرجى ربط حزام الأمان عندما تكون إشارات ربط الأحزمة مضاءة. لتعديل الحزام اسحب الشريط ولفك الحزام.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here we are lined up at runway 27 at Mumbai Chhatrapati Shivaji International. We're ready to hit the beaches of Palm Jumeirah in Dubai. So without further ado, I'm going to release the parking brake, bring throttles up to 50%. We can observe the N1 rise over there. N1's rising nicely. Aircraft's beginning its roll. Alright, no messages on DCAM, all good. Well, I don't hear any warnings, so we can't really see the image. I don't hear any warnings, so it's okay. We can proceed. Toga. Just keep the aircraft in center line there. V1, rotate. Positive rate of climb. Gear up. Gear coming up, and we can slow down the throttles. Bring up flaps. Okay, I don't know why it's saying that. Let's just thrust. Alright, there we go. Alright, so we've departed. I'm going to get the autopilot configured, hand fly the aircraft for a while, get the autopilot configured, and let's make our way towards Dubai. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the cockpit of the Airbus A300. We are 1,000 feet away from touchdown after flying all the way from Mumbai, 2.5 hours. Don't mind MSFS just reloading the scenery right on short final. Let's just ignore it and proceed. So I have the autopilot in so far. It's bringing us in for a nice smooth landing. But a true man lands his aircraft himself. So with that being said, we're going to disconnect autopilot, hands on the throttle, hands on the stick, and it's my aircraft. Okay, there's a bit of crosswind, I feel like. Autopilot was fighting. Aircraft's drifting a bit. Oh yeah, we have a crosswind. I think the most hardest part of coming into Dubai, especially at runway 12, is keeping it on profile, as it is a very steep runway. As it's a very steep approach with all the houses that you can see in the front, and it's very easy to be too low or too high. Alright, now we're drifting a bit to the right, so let's fix that. Put in some minimal rudders. Okay, and just bank the aircraft. Level ourselves out. 200. There we go. Disconnect the auto throttle. 100. And we've landed at Dubai. We're extremely off the center line, but it's okay. It's butter nonetheless. Reverse is active. Decel properly, yep. Disengage reversers. And we're going to take manual braking. And I have no idea why the aircraft just wants to veer to the left for some reason, but okay. But we are going to exit to the left here towards the cargo ramp. And let's taxi to the ramp.
Dubai International Airport is your gateway to one of the most dynamic cities in the world. Emirates Terminal 3 is designed to make your airport experience smooth and enjoyable and give you a first taste of the city beyond. If you're traveling with children under 3, our complimentary baby stroller service is available on arrival to help you through the airport. Connecting to another flight is easy. Simply follow the signs to connections. If you have your boarding pass, pass straight through security. Alternatively, collect your boarding pass from the connections counter, then pass through security. Find your next departure gate on one of the many information boards in the terminal. Or, just before you land, look on the airshow moving map channels on the ICE in-flight entertainment system. Emirates flights depart from gate.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we have made it here to the ramp at Dubai. With that being said, we can go up here. We can turn off the beacon lights, as we're going to be turning off the engines, turn off beacon lights, runway turn-offs, and the taxi light. APU is available to us, so we can turn on the APU bleed, and all indications show that the aircraft is now on APU power. So we can come down here and turn off the engines. As the engines spool down and the aircraft switches to APU power, we can come up here to the EFB, go to ground equipment, and toggle the chocks, bring in the stairs, bring in the ground power unit, and unlock both the doors. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we have concluded today's flight into Dubai from Mumbai. Today's flight time was roughly 2 hours and 30 minutes. The landing, not my best, but definitely one of my smoothest, off the center line, but it's okay. It's flight sim, will allow it. If you guys liked today's video, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and comment where I should fly next. Thank you folks for tuning to Small Brain Pilot, and I'll catch you next time.